The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Hi Rogers, can I ask you something?
Shoot.
What does corruption mean?
Well, summarily, corruption is abuse of public power for personal gain or for the benefit of a group to which one owes allegiance. For example, when a public office is abused by an official accepting or soliciting a bribe. By the way, private people can be corrupt too, like bribing police officers to escape fines.
Okay. So exactly how does that concern me?
Well, do you pay taxes?
I guess, yeah. What does that have to do with this?
Everything. Because those taxes you pay are supposed to facilitate services you use, like water, electricity, roads construction, medicines in hospitals, name it.
Okay, that is much bigger than I thought. But it can be stopped, right?
Well, yes it can, although it may not be as easy as it sounds. And here is the reason why. Corruption roots are grounded in our country's social, political, economic, bureaucratic traditions and policies.
So, what has kept it going this long? I mean, why don't we stop it?
Well, the main reason why it has been here for so long is because institutions are weak, either as a result of poorly defined ethical standards of public service, weak administrative and financial systems, or ineffective watchdog agencies.
What can we do to stop it?
At a national level, we must focus on strengthening the independence and effectiveness of public institutions that fight corruption. At a personal level, we must commit to never giving a bribe.
I promise I'll never give a bribe.
Well, that's a great decision you have made. Me and you now have to spread this message to all our friends. If we all do our part, corruption will be no more.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digital.
Go to the church, though.
Tawali man, what's up?
Man, can you imagine people just dump everywhere? Someone drinks water and throws the bottle wherever.
Come on, Rogers. What else do you expect people to do with an empty bottle?
Simanya now, did you know that plastics take at least 450 years to decompose?
What? That's a long time.
Exactly, because plastics are made out of a lightweight and flexible material that doesn't decompose easily. And plastics everywhere in the environment cause plastic pollution.
What is plastic pollution now?
It is the accumulation of plastic waste in the environment, like bottles, polythene bags, straws. All of these contribute to plastic pollution.
I have been using them without knowing their effect.
Yeah, a lot of people have. Plastics are a danger to the ecosystem, both on land and in water.
So how can we overcome this problem? Is there something we can do?
Oh yes, we can reduce by minimizing the use of plastics, reuse by repurposing them, or recycle by collecting and processing them into new products.
Everyone wants to change the world, but no one wants to change themselves for the world.
How about we change our habits for the world?
And it starts with me and you.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digital. The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk. The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
I believe you've understood the value. You have understood the value of human rights and why we should keep and protect these God-given rights. My name is Keneth Rubatsimbira. This is the Mighty Global News Updates in the Mighty Drive Show. Monday to Friday, we are always here. And please, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, do it now. It costs nothing. Just smashing that subscribe button as well as the like button. And if you enjoy matters of national importance, share this to a friend, to a brother, to a sister, someone special you love. And turn on the notification bell such that whenever we go live, you're always the first to know, and you join. You do not have to miss any information that we do share here, the information that is reliable. We are trusted by millions of people, and that is evident on our channel pages. Just tap on the alternative Dig Talk, go to our channel pages, go to more. You will see millions of followers and people who follow us. So join them and be part of this new world that believes in a very good situation where everything is nice. For you and I, we believe you need the right information, and that's why we come in here. We believe you're having a good day over there, and if it is not going like that, we do pray that everything normalizes. It's another day to enjoy. Life shouldn't be miserable. Life should be should have a lot of fun. You should enjoy each moment you have. At least you have some things that others dream of. So be happy with that little you have. Now let's dive deeper into some of the stories that are shaping conversations this morning in this the Mighty Global News Update. Starting with the story of Kampala flooding. We were telling you here yesterday that floods that disrupted business communities near, especially those that are near Nachivubo drainage channel. A lot of goods were destroyed, water entering the basements and reaching the even to the height of the first floors. Business owners and operators were crying, saying that this has happened because the Nachivubo drainage channel was blocked and constructions are happening atop it, which they say is now blocking the water, and the water is now forced to enter people's shops, ruining businesses, making them incur huge losses. We had some businessmen talking that at least they had lost over 100 million Ugandan shillings. Most of the shops, each shop owner saying they have lost goods worth millions of Ugandan shillings. They are now calling upon the government to come in as soon as possible and to compensate these business people. Some were crying that they have loans to pay, the taxes are very high, and now even the rent fees are high, that now they have no any other alternative. If the government does not help them, their story could end just like that. I mean, in the business perspective, and they are calling upon the government to really look into this and find a lasting solution for it. Yesterday, still we had learned that the KCCA had passed a resolution. Yeah, the KCCA council meeting had passed a resolution previously to stop. The resolution was stopping Hamis Chigundu from continuing constructions on the Nachivubo drainage channel. However, we saw the construction still ongoing, and now the minister, Right Honorable Prime Minister Robin Anambanje, of course, came in there to assure the people that the government is working so hard and that everything will be now okay. This will not happen again, that they were working with stakeholders to ensure this does not happen again, and she asked the people to stay calm as the government looks for the way forward, and that some will be compensated, they will receive compensation from the government, and that the government, of course, cannot just come out and start giving out money or compensating these people. They have to follow the right procedure, find out who needs what. So the valuers will be sent there to value businesses and the level of losses that were incurred. At least that is the message we got from there. The person they accuse of all of this, Hamis Chigundu, the one who is behind the Nachivubo project, where the buildings are going to be constructed on top of Nachivubo drainage channel, apologized to all of the business people saying that they are sorry that this happened, but they should now look for ways of harmonizing this, and that it does not become a source of disunity, that he's doing this for the good of his country. Instead of him investing outside Uganda, he wants now to invest here in his very own country to benefit now the citizens. That it is not good for these wealthy people to invest outside Uganda, and when their home countries are just lagging in poverty, that he is now coming in to solve that. But they should find solutions together, not leaving it to Hamis Chigundu, that the government and the people themselves should work hand in hand to make sure at least there is a lasting solution for this thing. He's added that floods had been occurring, so this is not entirely an achievable project that is causing this, but rather that is not the time to point fingers in one another, but a time to come together as a team and find lasting solutions that will end this challenge in Kampala. As business communities stay saying that this construction should stop as soon as possible if these floods are to stop. Though the Prime Minister did not talk about that, only that she advised that the channel should at least be widened a little bit, that it is now smaller to handle too much water that will be passing underground. That is it from there. At least the news coming in indicate that the government is trying to find out the best way to compensate the people over there. Now, on our other news, we learned about the sad story of Chibarama's wife who lost her life, Monica Nabukera. The late now was found lifeless in a bathtub in her home, that is located in Seta Magere, Wakiso district. Without injuries on her body, the police has said that they are still carrying out investigations to find out what could have led to her sudden demise, and that she was just found there in the bathtub, lifeless or dead. This comes at a time when the husband's whereabouts, John Bosco Chibarama, still remain unclear. For now, 6 years, they don't know where John Bosco Chibarama was. The wife had made several attempts to find out where his husband could be. These people were saying that the security forces were the ones with John Bosco Chibarama, that he was abducted. Now the question is still unanswered. The security forces have come out to say they do not know the whereabouts of John Bosco Chibarama, and up to now he is still missing. His family says it is now 6 years since June 3rd, 2019, when they say he was abducted because of political reasons, maybe because he was a member of the National Unity Platform and a diehard. Now, several top officials in the National Unity Platform were coming out condemning this, saying that the security forces and the government was behind his disappearance. And up to now, 6 years down the road, the wife has died without seeing the husband. Much as she has always put in a lot of effort to find out, using legal means, asking here and there to find out the whereabouts of the husband. And for all these years now, she is no more, and the husband is still missing. Our deepest condolences to the family upon losing that fellow Ugandan, and we stand with the family that lost Monica Nabukera. And may her soul rest in peace. Now, lastly, business owners have yesterday resumed their protest by closing shops. Remember that previously they had met with various stakeholders, including the president, the prime minister, and very many other government officials, trying to find lasting solutions for this. These business people are saying that they are paying huge taxes. The taxes are very high, the electricity costs are very high, and that their life is no longer favorable for the Ugandans. They talked about hawkers, especially those now coming from outside Uganda, doing business here in the country, businesses that can even be done by by the very Ugandans. Now they want the government to look into this, reduce some costs here and there, especially the power bills and the taxes they pay, or especially in Laola, conclude this where they pay per kilogram. They say that the taxes are very high, and now they are just making losses. Some buildings, the rent is paid in dollars, which they say is very unfair to them, and they have now they closed shops in protest, saying that the government should look into their matter as soon as possible. They have been having several discussions with the president, some fruitful for a short period, and now we see them closing again. We are waiting to see what will be the solution as this day ends, or whether now this will stay like this. The government is yet to respond, we think, and the business community still insists that they will not open their shops unless the government has worked upon all their issues. It is always nice bringing you these updates, keeping you informed and inspired, and that's what we are committed to doing every passing day. But because for the interest of time, allow me to wish you a good morning here, and now let's see what happened on a day like this in history. Have a good morning to you all.
It was a day like this on November 5th, 2006, when the former Iraq president was convicted and sentenced to death by hanging for his role in the 1982 massacre of 148 Shia Muslims in Dujail.
Have the hood, but he refused that. He went to the rope, seeing that noose before him, and he was then given this scarf to be tied around his neck, for the rope to be tied around that, and an indication that he faced his final moments with some bravery, shouting, "God is great," and that the nation would live on, and that Palestine was Arab. Final words of defiance.
The Iraq High Tribunal found him guilty of crimes against humanity, stemming from the brutal suppression of a failed assassination attempt against him.
رقم 10 لسنة 2005 وحددت العقوبة وفق أحكام المادة 406 من قانون العقوبات رقم 111 لسنة 1969 المعدل بدلالة المادة 24 من قانون المحكمة الجنائية العراقية العليا رقم 10 لسنة 2005 قراراً.
The trial, which began in October 2005, was a highly anticipated and dramatic event. Saddam's defense team argued that the trial was unfair and biased, while the prosecution presented evidence of Saddam's direct involvement in the massacre. The court had testimony from numerous witnesses, including survivors of the massacre and former officials who had carried out Saddam's orders. As the verdict was read by Chief Judge Rauf Abdul Rahman, Saddam shouted, "Long live Iraq, long live the Iraqi people. God is greater than the occupier."
رقم 10 لسنة 2005 وحددت العقوبة وفق أحكام المادة 406 من قانون العقوبات رقم 111 لسنة 1969 المعدل بدلالة المادة 24 من قانون المحكمة الجنائية العراقية العليا رقم 10 لسنة 2005 قراراً.
He had earlier expressed a preference to be executed by firing squad as a military man rather than by hanging as a civilian. Two of his co-defendants, his half-brother Barzan Ibrahim At-Tikrit and Awad Hamed Al-Bandal, the head of the revolutionary court that had issued the original death sentences against the Dujail residents, were also sentenced to death by hanging. This sparked mixed reactions across Iraq and beyond. In Shia areas, some people celebrated the verdict. However, many Sunnis and Saddam loyalists condemned the trial as victors' justice and politically motivated. Human rights organizations like Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch criticized the trial, citing concerns about its fairness and the use of capital punishment.
Constitutes cruel and inhuman punishment. And really the true test of respect for human rights comes when the human rights of someone who has violated in unspeakable ways the human rights of many millions of people comes into play. And that's why we are opposed in principle to the execution of Sadam.
Saddam's sentence was subject to an automatic appeal, and on December 26, 2006, the appeal was rejected, upholding the death penalty. He was subsequently executed by hanging on December 30, 2006, at an Iraq army base in Baghdad Hadmiya district. To date, the execution of Saddam Hussein leaves very many questions unanswered on why he was executed. Keneth Rubatsimbira, Digtalk TV.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.